They don't like your ideas. Why are you coming here in Canada to sell them to Canadian?
Thank you.
Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you.
Why are you selling your bad ideas to Canadian?
Sorry, can you just let me through?
Well, good news doesn't get any clicks, and that is something that we're going to have to realize we need to step into in a way that, quite frankly, the right wing has gotten a lot better at creating alternate channels for their alternate views or their counter narrative.
By far-right politicians who are constantly pushing on migration to be an issue.
You don't think that massive?
Sorry, we have to be.
You don't think that massive immigration with illegal immigration is actually healthy for a country?
Hello everyone, it's Alex Alavoie here, and today I'm bringing you my full report from this past weekend in Montreal. Once again, Justin Trudeau hosts the Global Progress Action Summit through the so-called non-governmental organization Canada 2020. But according to McLean, in 2017, this organization is described as the spine of the Liberal Party of Canada. So can it really be considered non-governmental, especially with World Economic Forum elitist Mark Carney as the advisory board chair? Canada 2020 presents itself as an alleged independent progressive think tank where people gather to discuss various progressive ideas. Last year, I uncovered the secret location of the event. And I did the same thing this year. They try hard to keep it confidential, but Ribbon News always find a way. And the opening ceremony was held at the Windsor Ballroom in Montreal on Friday night, while the main event took place at the St. James Theatre. According to their website, renting their room in the theater cost $22,500 plus tax. As you can see, their sponsors are displayed on the screen. But how much of this is coming from taxpayers? Last year, our ATIP showed no direct records, but we know that Canada 2020 is under heavy scrutiny in the House of Commons, with multiple order papers about it. Various government ministries have spent thousands on event tickets. How much money is being quietly hidden under other expenses? This year, former New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern was a speaker, a lockdown tyrant and globalist. She even once said that if information was not coming from her government, it wasn't the truth.
We will continue to be your single source of truth. We will provide information frequently. We will share everything we can, everything else you see, a grain of salt. So I continue to share the message. New Zealanders must prepare, but do not panic, prepare. And when you see those messages, remember that unless you hear it from us, it is not the truth. And I really ask people, just visit covid19.govt.nz. It has all of the up-to-date information.
Other government officials took part in the discussion, including Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland, Justin Trudeau, and the unelected PM advisor Mark Carney, who critics are saying will replace Freeland. Trudeau, whom I quickly spotted entering the building before being physically blocked by his bodyguard, chose to take the garbage alley side entrance to avoid me and my questions. A fitting metaphor for his political journey as Prime Minister of Canada after 9 years in power. Mark Miller's Trudeau wedding groomsman, now Canada's immigration minister, also attended. And I confronted him about his radical immigration policies.
Hello, Mark Miller. Hello, how are you? Can I ask you a quick question?
if you don't mind.
I was just wondering, like, are you going to do something with like the rise of anti-Semitism here in Canada? Because you're going to bring like thousands of refugees from Gaza, and some of them are radicalized. Are you concerned about that for the safety of Canada? No.
I caught up with Jacinda Ardern by pretending to have left. I was hiding near an entrance, and when she finally appeared, I tried to ask my question while dodging the physical obstruction from her entourage. New Zealanders rejected her party in the last election because her policies harmed them. And now she is trying to sell them to Canadians.
My journey into political leadership was not one that I sat back and ambitiously designed for myself. I went into politics with the view that I wanted the world to be better, I felt progressives had the right prescription, and I wanted to support that cause. Now, if that meant going out and delivering flyers or knocking on doors, so be it. That would be my contribution.
Sorry, Jacinda Ardern. I'm sorry, Jacinda Ardern. New Zealanders have rejected your political party at the last election for center-right party government. Don't touch me. You don't have the right. They don't like your ideas. Why are you coming here in Canada to sell them to Canadian?
Thank you.
Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you.
Why are you selling your bad ideas
Thank you.
to Canadian?
Sorry, can you just let me through?
You don't have the rights to touch me. You don't have the right to
sorry, I
touch
didn't
me.
mean
You
to
don't have the
touch
right.
you.
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm not touching you.
You touching me, and you touching me too.
I also confronted Katy Perry, a member of the Dutch House of Representatives who represent the Progressive Alliance of Socialists and Democrats. During a live stream, I overheard her discussing UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Clearly, we are expecting a lot then from Keir Starmer in the UK for all the Brits here, and obviously from those countries where we still have progressive leadership, which, to be honest, like Auntie said, we're not at our best moment on the European continent when it comes to the number of countries that are led by progressive powers.
And I wanted to challenge her about his two-tier policing and open border policies imposed on the English people.
What do you think about the two-tier policing he's doing right now on his own citizen?
No, I didn't say, just to be sure. I also didn't say, like, I just said that in case Trump would win the elections, where do we have to look for leadership? Mm-hmm. And that's where I replied, Keir Starmer. But I'm not from Britain, so I'm not sure if I'm the most useful person.
If you look into Keir Starmer as a great leader, you should know that he's doing a two-tier policing over there. Over there in England, that they are doing a two-tier policing right now that led almost to a civil war in between English people and illegal immigrant, and some immigrant that arrive. Are you aware of that?
Of course, I'm aware of what happened there, but to be honest, I'm not an expert on British politics. So
you know that since he is in power, there is a real mayhem in that country right now.
Yeah, but I don't have the feeling it's caused by Keir Starmer.
You think it's caused by what?
By far-right politicians who are constantly pushing on migration to be an issue.
You don't think that massive?
Sorry, we have to be.
You don't think that massive immigration with illegal immigration is actually healthy for a country?
Sorry, because we have to
think we're on the same track on this issue.
There is massive immigration that is happening right now, not just in England, but in Canada also, that are destroying our system completely.
I'll be very honest with you. I myself am the daughter of a refugee who found refuge in the Netherlands, and my father has always been grateful for a country opening up.
I'm talking about massive immigration who are finding loophole
you're going with the
to move into your country.
Yeah.
What about that? Are you agreeing with illegal immigration?
Bye.
So you should know that Keir Starmer is an open border government, and is going to destroy England. Are you aware of that? It seems that not. So you should not talk openly about Keir Starmer if you don't know his progressive, woke ideology.
Are you going to invite your unvaccinated relatives to sit at the dinner table with you this Thanksgiving? You might not want to risk it. Vaccines are super effective, but they're most effective when you're surrounded by other vaccinated people.
To wrap up my report, and trust me, I didn't want to give her any attention, Trudeau's parrot, Rachel Gilmore, was also present. TikTok journalist and Band-Aid virtue signaling, Gilmore has previously spread fake news and supported the segregation between the vax and unvax, all while pushing Trudeau's narrative.
Well, that's what he seemed to be saying at the Canada 2020 Global Progress Action Summit on Saturday, which I attended as accredited media, so why don't you come with me? The event was held at the St. James Theatre in Montreal, which was super beautiful and had very fancy bathrooms. Less cute was the fact that the media area was literally behind bars, which we cracked a few jokes about. Well, as you can probably see here, Rebel News decided that I was worthy of being sneakily filmed when I was covering a political event on Saturday. So I turned the camera back on them.
I didn't even recognize her at first until she started filming me, assuming I was recording her. She is really not that significant, and honestly, I had nothing to say to a leftist journalist.
How come did you have like access to this event?
Because I'm media. Like I'm a journalist. Journalists get access to political events to cover.
Are you going to ask a tough question to Justin Trudeau?
I'm hoping there's a media availability so I can, yeah. I don't know if there's going to be one.
So what are you going to do? To report on what is live streamed online?
Well, I think it's important to sometimes see what's in the room, right? So you can get the surrounding context and not just whatever's showing up on a live stream.
To finish this report, I want you to know that during the whole live stream of this event, and by the way, apparently the room was mostly empty, it was only 12 viewers that was watching the live stream. So we can see that the progressive ideas don't really interest nobody. Thank you for following us, and thank you for watching my report.
One of the things that changed, I think, is that the idea of conservatism as being there to protect institutions, well, good news doesn't get any clicks. And that is something that we're going to have to realize we need to step into in a way that, quite frankly, the right wing has gotten a lot better at creating alternate channels for their alternate views or their counter narrative. A conservative government will do one thing and talk about it for 100 days.
As you know, Justin Trudeau is doing everything to stop independent news outlets to do their job here in Canada. If we talk about Bill C-63, the Online Harms Act, or the Canadian Qualified Journalist Organization that Justin Trudeau is putting in place to stop the media he doesn't like, please go over rebelfieldreports.com and chip in to counter all the censorship and every single policies regulation that Justin Trudeau is trying to put in place to stop us. rebelfieldreports.com, and thank you in advance to do everything to keep Rebel News alive.